Hi, my name is Kevin Chase, and today I'm going to be presenting to you on the topic of employee turnover. We are going to look at the costs, causes, and some fixes employers can implement in order to reduce the problem. The reason I chose this project is because it's really topical in my life. I have worked at Fidelity Investments for the last 4 years, doing financial services and sales in a call center environment. In my time there, I have seen countless of my colleagues leave the employer voluntarily. I would describe our workplace environment as having really low morale as well. One thing that stuck with me is one of our higher up executives came to speak with us, probably my first or second year of the company. He mentioned that the average tenure for a Fidelity call center employee is about 2 to 2.5 years. So that's obviously really low, and I wanted to look into it. To facilitate my research, I looked at various newspaper articles, online journals, and websites. Estimates on turnover costs, they vary. I found anything from 30% all the way up to 200% of the departing employee's salary as far as what it costs to replace them. Typically, the more complex of job that you are replacing, the higher the cost to replace is going to be. That's going to involve recruitment and hiring costs, but the ones that people don't really see as much is going to be the lost productivity and quality of work by hiring those new employees. For Fortune 500 companies, it's estimated that they are losing on average about $119 million each year because of turnover. And for the economy as a whole, the estimate's in the hundreds of billions. So the leading cause of turnover is going to be burnout, which is a special type of stress caused by physical or mental exhaustion stemming from the workplace environment. The number one cause of burnout is going to be overwork, just having too much on your plate. There have been times in my tenure at Fidelity where we have had 15 to 20 minute hold times between every call for 8 hours a day or longer if you're working overtime. So that can really lead to mental exhaustion and burnout. As burnout increases, it really exacerbates the problem because more people are going to be leaving. Now you have the same workload falling on the shoulders of less amount of people. Lack of control over your job also leads to burnout, and that can be anything from having a really monotonous work task, something really repetitive or stale. You're really kind of starting to question the value of your work. It can also be from micromanagement. If you're not really having any room for creativity or autonomy in your job, that does lead to pretty fast burnout. Compensation is another really important thing that can cause somebody to leave a company. Obviously, we are all working to earn a living, so if we can find an opportunity that pays us more, it's going to be hard-pressed not to leave and take that job. An opportunity for advancement goes hand in hand with that. If we don't feel that we have an opportunity to advance, if we're in kind of a dead-end job, we're going to try and find that more fulfilling opportunity, with a higher salary outside of the company. So some things that companies can do to fix this problem of high turnover. Number one is going to be to review those compensation packages. Studies have shown that small increases in pay can significantly reduce the amount of turnover in frontline employees. And it's shown to increase their levels of productivity and quality of work. So it's kind of a double win right there. Other benefits in the compensation packages like retirement plans, reimbursement programs, those can go a long way to keeping people around as well. Actually, one of the main reasons I have stayed at Fidelity as long as I have is they are paying for a significant portion of my tuition here at Xavier. Companies can also streamline the hiring process, make that a little bit more transparent. That will hopefully draw in the right types of applicants, lead to hiring the right people, and avoid a situation where people are leaving the company after a short period of time because the job turns out not to be what they expected. Lastly, companies need to retain their top talent, and they can do that by having networking events, leadership and training programs, where people really feel like they're being groomed to advance through the company. In conclusion, there's a few steps companies can take to help reduce their turnover costs. They may have to pay a little bit extra, for these additional benefits, but it's going to reduce their turnover costs significantly. So that's going to lead to better outcomes for both the employer as well as the employee.